Hey everybody! So this video is going to be about Ginger Alden and specifically an event that was recently held in August of 2021 during Elvis Week, and it was entitled An Evening with Ginger Alden. And that is obviously an image of Ginger Alden and Elvis back in January of 1977. If you don't know who Ginger Alden is, just a little bit of background. In November of 1976, she met Elvis, and the reason she met Elvis is that George Klein invited her sister, Terry Alden, who was the current Miss Tennessee, to meet Elvis. And so Ginger wanted to take along her sisters, Rosemary and Ginger, so all three went to Graceland one evening in November of 1976 and met Elvis. So here you'll see a picture of Ginger around that time. And she's just obviously just stunning and beautiful. And this was obviously taken after she met Elvis because you can see the TLC necklace, the Tender Loving Care necklace that she received from Elvis. The men in the Memphis Mafia received the TCB necklace, and a lot of the wives and girlfriends received the TLC necklace, which stood for Tender Loving Care. So once again, this is especially made for Ginger by Elvis. It was a little larger than most of the TLC necklaces, and it had really stunning, beautiful big diamonds on it. And an interesting fact is Ginger actually met Elvis when she was 5 years old. This was because her father was a military gentleman in the Army, and he was actually in the induction of Elvis back in 1958. And so Ginger, because of her father's ties with Elvis, was actually able to meet Elvis when she was 5 years old. So just a very coincidental fact there. So in January of 1977, she became engaged to Elvis. And here is a picture of her engagement ring. I believe that's over an 11-carat diamond that Elvis actually had removed from his TCB ring and placed into the engagement ring by Lowell Hayes. And obviously on that very sad day in 1977, on August 16th, Ginger was the one who actually discovered Elvis after he had passed away. So after 1977, Ginger modeled and lived her life, got married, had a child, and she really didn't share her story much. I think she did a few interviews after Elvis passed away, but no books, no major presentations, nothing. She just lived her life quietly until 2014, when her book was published. And this book was entitled Elvis and Ginger. And even though I've been a lifelong Ginger fan and obviously Elvis fan, I'd always admired her. And I always respected her for just her grace and her poise. And unfortunately, I'm ashamed to admit, I didn't read her book until I knew I was going to be attending this event. So I did read it, and I cannot tell you how thoroughly impressed I was. I'll do another video on a review of it, but just as a precursor, I was touched in so many ways by her honesty, by her amazing ability to write, by just the obvious love her family had for Elvis. And it's so obvious how much Elvis loved her, and not only her, but her family. So if you haven't read this book yet, I highly recommend it. And one other reason, we have so many books out there written by many in the Memphis Mafia, and you'll hear, different stories, and I'm not saying they're true or untrue, but what's so interesting about Ginger's book is you get the backstory to a lot of these other stories that we've heard about for so long. So one famous story that's out there, which is true, is when Elvis shot his toilet and people reported seeing water flowing down the chandelier in the lobby. But in Ginger's book, you get the backstory. She was there before it happened, when it happened. So there are so many interesting pieces of information in her book. And again, very well written. So let's go back to An Evening with Ginger Alden. Again, I was fortunate enough to attend this Thursday, August 12th. This is me with my wristband and my husband's wristband, and there's a poster. And the individual that put together and organized this is Sarah Matson, based out of Las Vegas. Her and her team just did an amazing job, just stellar. It was top notch. Jamie Kay on the bottom left, you'll see her. She has the Jungle Room podcast that you'll see on YouTube. Just an amazing job conducting the interview with Ginger that evening. There was some entertainment by Taylor Michael, just an amazing Nashville recording artist, so talented. And there were 2 sessions. Again, I attended the 3 to 6 p.m., but she also conducted one from 7 to 10 p.m. And the ticket prices were only $40 a person. You know, I thought that this was really amazing because it was not it was a very nice, cozy amount of people. I don't know the exact number that were in attendance. I'm going to say between both events, maybe 300, 200, 250 to 300. I might be wrong, but I just was amazed at how much attention to detail went into this event. And when I looked at the prices and I looked at the venue and what they had to pay, well, I don't know how much they had to pay, but it was a nice venue at the Sheraton. And just the sound and the personnel and the security, I just don't think this was really a money-making event for them. And later I learned something, which I'll tell you about later, which just really impressed me. So here is just a video I took again of the lobby area, and my husband Steve wearing that shirt I bought for him, that lovely Elvis shirt. And you'll see here they actually had a red carpet, and I was just like, oh my goodness, you know, who does that for the fans, a red carpet? That was just truly special. Oh, just get the red carpet here, how nice. I love that. So once again, just very, very nice. And just getting back to a piece of information, you know, Ginger has been the focus of many stories written about her, and I've read them, and I've always just couldn't believe some of the things that I thought it very strange and just not really believable, some of the things that were said. And when I read her book, I just really came to the conclusion that a lot of unfair things have been said about her because she's really just a kind, smart, talented, and just a truly genuine human being. And so what I wanted to share is that I did learn that she did not have a sitting fee for this event. So this was not a money-making venture for her at all. I just really think she wants to get her story out there so that there are no negative connotations associated with her history with Elvis, and I just respect her for that. And there's many more things to say, but the best thing for you to do is just get her book and read it. You'll really enjoy it. So back to the event. So after that beautiful red carpet, we walked into the room and we just saw Ginger's clothes on the stage. And again, just another beautiful surprise. How many speakers bring their personal items like that to showcase for the fans to see? So that was just extremely special. And I'll have some close-up of her beautiful clothing a little bit later. So just another image of the stage and how beautifully it was set up.
Yeah, it was great. We're actually going to Hawaiian dance on Saturday. Yeah, I mean Friday, tomorrow. But we're not. I mean, we've done Greeceland so many times. We're like, we're not going to take it. Oh, really?
Okay, and Elvis music in the background. So after a little while, it was time for Ginger to arrive, and there you'll see her walking in. This was my first image of her, and she's extremely beautiful still, just amazingly, just stunning. So tall, obviously was a model, and just so pretty. So some more images of her walking onto stage. Again, super pretty, as you can obviously tell. So a few more pictures here. And then it was time for the interview. And it was requested we only take pictures, and I did some quick little 2-second videos before the actual interview, just to respect Ginger, to respect Jamie Kay as the interview was going on. And so I just took a couple of snapshots right at the beginning of her interview. and she did an amazing job. So I'm not going to go into the details of what she said because I do believe that the event organizers are going to post a video of Ginger's interview, of Jamie Kay interviewing her. But I do want to share a lovely thank you note. This is the little thank you note that was on the seat for every person, well, on the table in front of the seat for every person at the Ginger Alden event. Really nice little thank you note. And if you can read it, it says, "With heartfelt thanks for attending this evening as we take a journey down Elvis Memory Lane, TCB, and may God bless Ginger Alden." And also they had you received several raffle tickets. Each person received 6 raffle tickets, which was really nice. And they had so many prizes out on a table, so they were just giving away various items, many signed by Ginger with a certificate of authenticity. So just a nice little touch there. Very sweet. And then after the interview, it was time to go to another location, and here we are waiting to actually meet Ginger and have some things autographed by her. And while we were waiting in line, there were some posters that all the fans could sign, so we enjoyed doing that. And here's just a picture of Ginger signing my personal copy of Elvis and Ginger. And I did ask her about her beautiful ring, and she said that this is one of the first that Elvis gave her. And again, there's just a stunning Ginger and her beautiful ring.
Great job. I know it's not easy. I know. You did a great job. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And just my husband speaking with Ginger.
Thank you for coming. Awesome. You did great.
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much.
To Christina.
Oh, okay. I know what's going on. This is already signed, but I wish I had a silver. I hate to.
Oh, that's okay.
Is it okay to write
right
here?
Right here, wherever you
I don't
want
want
to. I think the blue or the white will be showing up just fine.
Right
Oh, I
on.
love your ring. I wonder where you got it from.
That was one of the first rings I got.
Is this Rosemary?
No, this is a close friend of mine, Terry.
Oh, okay.
My sister Terry's here. She was in
I saw her there.
Oh, did you?
White trimmed black dress.
Maybe she is. I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Could be her.
But we really appreciate your book and your honesty.
That means a great deal.
And we just really appreciate what you've done for the history of Elvis. It's very important.
Yeah, I appreciate it. There's a lot of bad stuff.
Yes.
Unfairly bad.
Yes. But tell Rosemary, the sections in the book where you write about her made me laugh out loud.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she made us laugh.
Yeah, because she's I love
Okay,
her.
doing this.
Oh, Christina.
Oh, sorry,
CHR. Same one.
Okay, so obviously you can tell just what a lovely person, just a kind person. She cares even about the type of pen she uses to sign the pictures, so just very generous and of spirit and a kind. And so here are some pictures again of her beautiful outfits. And I think Ginger has a lot more to say in the future, so I hope that she'll conduct more of these events and maybe even talk about these beautiful outfits. And this one here, if you've read her book, you'll know where she got that and from whom and the story behind it. So I don't want to give that away, but make sure you pick up a copy of her book. Again, if you're an Elvis historian, you will want to read this book. I was so impressed by it. And just finally, thank you, Ginger. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, your entire team. Jamie Kay for the wonderful interview. This was an amazing event. I learned so much. And unfortunately, I had certain ideas in my mind just from what was out there. But it's time now for Ginger's story to get out in the truth because it's obvious how much and why Elvis loved her. And not just her, but her family as well. So thank you, everybody. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, have a beautiful Elvis day, because how can you not when he's in your day through music, movies, or just thinking about him. So thanks again, everybody.